It may have taken till episode 6 of Pub Team Pep, but it seems like things are absolutely going our way, finally. We are top of the league as things stand after 13 games. Alright, the FA Cup, qualifying rounds didn't go too well. And we're going to play the Licensor FA Trophy today, so maybe that doesn't go well as well, but I don't care. Because things are going real well in the league. And, as you see on your screen now, they finally let us study for a goddamn coaching badge. So we're studying for the National A. As you can see here, we've got some Continental C's, B's, and A down here. It was just, the head coach was a National B, and it just didn't seem right. Nothing was right with World. We're moving in the right direction now. Before we get into absolutely everything else, make sure you do leave a set like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, the team, the tactics, Joe Guardian himself, all of the above, let me know. Let's get into it, starting with the squad, how we're shaping up. So, obviously, we've got a bit of an inflated squad, so we are getting, some people like these down the bottom. Callum Page, who is a new signing since you last came in. Again, we just didn't really have the depth in central midfield. He's a lot of money, he's cost way too much, but he is worth a lot, so it's going pretty well. Our expectation for this season, I should say, he's also got like a 3-year contract. It's incredible. Our expectation for this year was top half. So weirdly enough, from last season when they expected us to be making the playoffs, and we were, on the final day could have done so, they've tampered those expectations and it's now a lot less. They just want us to finish in the top half, which is absolutely fine with me. We're just, as you can see up here, smashing that. Players that aren't playing too much, like Tom Walters is now not too happy. He's on way too much money and he's not playing at all, but he is rubbish, so that explains it from my end. Other people not playing too much. I mean, Mabete isn't playing too much, but I mean, it's just because now we do have 6 centre-backs. So we do have Joseph, Mabete, Bates, Cook, Jones and Avenall. And as you can see, Avenall has been very good. Cook's been good. Bates has been good. Joseph has been good. So it's been hard to fit in Mabete and Reece Jones even, who's on international duty today, so won't play today. Neither will Ricardo German, unfortunately. But even him, you can see here, he is playing well. He's played 8 games. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, average rating of 7.05. But I've got Abdullah Javed to take his place, and he's got 7 assists, 3 goals in 11 appearances, 7.27 rating. Things are looking absolutely smashing, really. Goals, it's been Clayton still the best, although I have been, as you can see, playing a lot more of Tommy Lee Higgs, just because Tommy Lee Higgs is the future, he's going to be here for this season and possibly beyond that. Look, he's made a pretty good start to it, scoring 5 goals already, looking fairly good, and hopefully carry on in that vein. As for assists, Javed is absolutely out on top. George Sheridan, playing holding midfield, has been doing rather well. He's fine. Again, I think of him as sort of cover for our other defensive midfielders. We do have Jake Peck, who's club captain, terrible haircut, good leader, allegedly. 13 leadership, so it's fine, I guess. If you notice me glance down to my left, it's because I've got the Women's World Cups playing, so I'm just checking in what's happening. He's looking very good, and I'm very happy with his progression. If we can get money for him, that's good. I just want to keep him around for his haircut. Other than him, Sam Cornish has come in, another free transfer, another bit of backup for holding midfield and just adding depth to the squad. So we do have, we do now have a squad of 25 people, so definitely probably too big, and we don't need 3 goalkeepers. But, at the end of the day, we do have a lot of fixtures at this level. I mean, 42 games in the league, and, if we progress today against, who are we playing? Aveley, more cup games. Last season we did have 6 cup games, so far we've got a while to go to match that, because we got beaten by Colville. We were up 2-1 at half time, I think. Yeah, 2-1 at half time. They came back, roaring back, and won 4-3. And I was miffed. We also, one of our goals came in the 91st minute. I was angry. Anyway, the season as a whole, as you can see here, has been very, very good. You were here for this Bracknell win. Billy Bates with a last-minute winner. I described it then as being, a morale-boosting win, one that, sets the team off on a great run, and it has done. 1-0 win here against Beaconsfield Town. Tommy Lee Higgs getting the goal. Murtha we dispatched of 3-2 thanks to Clayton, Javade and Alfie Williams. Taunton Town, 2-0, Higgs, Olalai. That's it. Our only loss so far in the league came to Chippenham Town, and they are actually our closest competitors in the league. If you look at the league table, they're 2 points behind us. They drew their most recent fixture, and that's why. So if they had won that, obviously they'd be ahead of us, but they drew. No, they'd be equal with it. No. What? Yeah, they'd be equal with us if they had won that. So, things are going pretty well. They beat us 1-0. We actually played horrid. Like, they were just a better side all the way through the game. Then 0-0 against Gloucester. Teach me how to say this. Somebody please teach me how. I'm going to say Gloucester. Gloucester? Maybe it's Gloucester. I don't know. Truro, we beat 2-0. Burnett and Joseph getting the goals. Gosport? Man. 2-1. Burnett and Higgs. Colville, you already saw. 2-0. Then against Hanwell Town here. And I was really happy with this one because, they got the red card 25 minutes in. And then we sort of switched to being a bit more, slowed the pace down, shortened the passing, controlled the game. And we were brilliant. We were sensational. We absolutely controlled it. We got our goals. Yes, Burnett's was a bit later than I would have hoped, but on the whole, I thought we were really good. And then after that, we played Melksham Town, 3-0, German Williams, Clayton, Salisbury 3-all, which was a bit of a cream cracker of a game. Goals from Higgs, Javade and Avenall, getting us a share of the points there before we beat Swindon Supermarine, 2-0. Goals for Burnett and Hesketh there. Hartley, Whitney, most recently, 4-1. A real team effort of all of our attacking players really scoring. So Javade, Williams, Page and Clayton. Page, as I showed you before, looking very good. He can play anywhere across the front line, which I think is very, very useful, especially off the bench even, because, whoever's not performing, he can slot in for. So it's been going rather well. That leads to today's fixture. It's felt quick to me. As for, I guess, how we're performing, you can sort of tell, if you look at the league table, you can tell how well it's going. Because if you look at the goals against, we've got the best defence, the goals for, second. So we're pretty good. Whereas last season, I think we were second best goals for, but about 8th or 9th worst defence, mid-table defence. So it's going a lot better. Let's have a look at our lineup for today's fixture. Our lineup for this one today against Aveley is going to be Beeson in goals, back three of Avenall, Joseph and Bates. Midfield pairing of Sheridan and Walters. Walters, again, has been complaining, so he's getting a run out. Same with Beeson. I would be playing, what's his name? Billy Hudd? Billy? What's his name? Is it Billy? Bo. It's Billy Bates, Bo Hudd, that's it. I would be playing him, but Beeson's been complaining, and it's cup game, we'll see how we go. Then ahead of them, Javade's on the right, Olalai on the left, Hesketh and Burnett through the middle with Higgs up top. We'll see how we get on bench. It's fine. I do miss the Premier League or whatever, being able to put 9 subs on the bench and then use 5 of them or whatever it is. Because we end up with this many people missing out. And it's just not good. And I would like to be the change. That's why we're trying to move up, get up the leagues, get to be able to play better football, use better players, and use the squad fully and properly. Anyway, the bench, it is Galila, Hippolyte Patrick, Clayton, and Cook, and Hudd's on there, of course, as a backup goalkeeper. Let's get into it. Let's see how we go. Aveley, I don't think they're in our division. I think they're in a Division 1 below us, maybe. But a bit of magic of the cup, why not? We'll see how we get on. Let's say if we carry on, we will win. You're going to see for the first time this season our stadium, which, looks normal, looks fairly regular as it stands. But it's a very long pitch. It's a very long and narrow pitch because I think that suits us. As you see here, they're going to have an absolutely solid defensive block, but I think it really does help us out defensively because people aren't able to get around the outside as easily. So, in theory, we're much better at home than we are away, depending on the size of the ground. But we've just been good everywhere so far. Here's the first highlight. A few minutes in, Higgs wins the header towards Hesketh on the volley. If he's onside, we're up 1-0. And he is. It is 1-0, 6 minutes in. Beautiful, gorgeous football. Long throw, headed on. Touch, volley, done. Easy peasy, bosh. Joseph, with the throw-in it was, towards Higgs, who can't be offside from a throw-in. Heads it across goals towards Hesketh. Good control and volley is sensational. That was dirty. That was like, oh, how close is the offside? Oh, he's behind it. He's probably behind it. It's a goal. That was very, if you remember that, Emmanuel Adebayor back in like 2007-8 for Arsenal away at Tottenham. He controlled it, volleyed. Anyway, here's another highlight. They win the ball office. Gibbs now on the ball at the back with 2. Kelly looks to put it over the top, but Joseph wins the header. Walters then back to Bates. Olalai, who has been patchy, and lots of loan offers coming in for him, but I'm convinced I want to use him, I don't want to loan out these people. I have loaned out, as it is going to be their highlight. Oh my days, he took the bloody roof of the net off. Oh, he's offside. Okay. Woo. Don't worry then. Doesn't matter. Nzengo did very well there and then whipped in a vicious ball. I don't know about that offside, but Jesus, that finish was convincing. Absolutely. What was his name? Akeme Burrell, whatever it was. He's gone out on loan just because it annoyed me that I can't really fit him in this formation because he's a central midfielder and he doesn't have any position other than that. So I've been training him as a holding midfielder because he's more defensive than he is attacking. But I just can't use him. So I'm like, well, instead of him sitting here like Tom Malters and getting pissy, I'll loan him out and he can play some football and see how we go. Javade will take off shortly, I think. If he's injured, we'll take him off shortly. Why? Dang, not. Half time, there it is. What are we going to say? Let's take charge of this game, in theory. That would be lovely, because we're against a side that we should be beating, and we should be progressing in this round of the Cup. Here is the highlight, as there's also a highlight in the France versus Jamaica game. I can't tell you what the score is, because they're not showing it. Here, lob forward from someone, header won there by Bates. Kelly now on the ball, looks like it's going to be a highlight for Aveley. Gibbs with the long ball, header not won. Diedrich Roberts again, this time over the bar. Okay, we're fine. It is 0-0, I should say, from France, Jamaica, if you're wondering. What was I going to say? Oh, I went to the Women's World Cup yesterday. The England game, it was sensational. I really enjoyed myself. I was very, incredibly impressed with the number of them. Like, the goalkeeping was sensational from both ends. It was very, very good. And then Lauren James came on and she was nuts. She was so good. My God, the passing range, the touch the ball. Good Lord, this is another chance for them. Diedrich Roberts in the box, out to Sparks. Bubba Sparks to Brain, wide. Doesn't use his. All right, we need to stem the flow or something. So what are we going to do? We're going to take off Javade because he's not in good shape. And we're going to take off Avenel for Cook. Got one sub left. We could bring on Clayton or Galila. Maybe we'll go with Galila for Sheridan and his little yellow card. See how we get on now. This is weird. I mean, that's all of our eggs in the basket, basically. So, look, it is 62 minutes in. We've got a corner here. Swung in by Walters. Bates. Big ball. Billy Bates gets his second goal of the season. He's not done anything since that first one, which, of course, was in the video. He just likes to show up for you lot. Walters with the corner. Great header at the near post. In off the bar. No chance to the keeper. Looks like we're progressing in a cup competition, which is very rare. I mean, we did it twice last season, I should say. But it just came after drawing the first go at it. And then having to play a second... replay, that's the one. I was going to say second leg, but it's not a second leg. It's a replay. Another highlight here. Long ball. Cook wins the header towards Olalai. Into the middle to Burnett, hits him square in the chest. Hippolyte Patrick over the top looking for Higgs, can't quite get him. Back to Hippolyte Patrick, who has been a bit on the periphery just because we're looking towards the future. Long ball, doesn't get to anyone. Middlehurst comes out and collects. Oh dear, oh dear, dear. Long ball, all right. 70 minutes in, header not won by our centre-backs. And Zengo now looks long over the top of Joseph. Joseph collects well, looks long for nobody. Gibbs, wow, this is terrible football, isn't it? Over the top. Diedrich Roberts gets there. He scores. Kane Diedrich Roberts, he's been a problem, hasn't he? I mean, it was terrible defending. We'll say that. And also terrible football, because it was just, we thumped it long, they thumped it long, and then we missed a header, and then nobody ran with him. I don't know why Billy Bates didn't try and go in for that, but it is what it is. Dietrich Roberts has been a problem. It's probably just that he's got some sort of pace, and he's been doing the business with it. But at this stage, we're still up 2-0, 2-1. Oh God, 85th minute, Middlehurst. I don't want another replay. Header from Bates to Higgs. Back to Joseph, looks long to absolutely no one. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Witherspoon into Shelby in midfield. John Joe plays the ball back to him. Brain doesn't quite get there. Cook wins the header. Galila now on the ball. Galila towards Hesketh in the middle. Looks over the top. Good ball out wide for Olulai. Olulai to Burnett. Oh, deflected over the bar. Bugger it. Good flowing move though. Looked lovely. Some of the best football we've played. Here's another chance from the corner. It is Walters to take. If we get another one from Billy Bates, that would be absolutely stunning. Walters with the corner towards Hippolyte Patrick, headed away by Riley Snow. And it is another corner. Battle of the bloody... Oh, okay then. Battle of the hyphenated double-barreled surnames. Dietrich Roberts, Hippolyte Patrick, Riley Snows. Heaps going on. Not anymore though, because that's the end of it. We've progressed in the Isuzu FA Trophy for the first time. That's stunning. Love that. So we progress in the FA Trophy. The favourites for the tournament actually are Wrexham, so they must have not got promoted. They're still in the Vanarama Premier, whatever the real name is called. Ladies Mead. I don't know. That's a good name for a stadium, really. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video, guys. It's been sensational so far. Really enjoying it. Having a great time down here in the 7th or 8th tier or wherever we are. It's been exciting, bit interesting, bit of something different. Next video will be sometime in January. Hopefully still at top of the league. That would be ideal. I don't want to go through playoffs if we can avoid them and we just go straight up. That would be sensational. That'll do it though. Thank you for watching. Make sure you leave us that like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment what you think of the video, the tactics, the team, the whatever. Let me know. That'll do us. Peace.